Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this video is informational and it's a walkthrough video to teach you a very simple energy clearing technique called giant collapsing gold nets. And giant collapsing gold nets is something that anybody can do on themselves, and I would recommend that you center yourself first. So if you know how to do grounding, you know, maybe my tricolor earth energy soak video, which is a 6-minute video, would be a nice video to do before this one. If you've never ever done my videos before. But if you just know you're pretty present and pretty centered, I would say go for it. Okay. But if not, if you feel real spacey, maybe just do the tricolor earth energy soak video, which is 6 minutes and is in my quick techniques playlist. So that's tricolor earth energy soak. Okay, let's get started. So this is AccuDoll, and I'm going to use her to demonstrate giant collapsing gold nets, because what you do is you imagine a little mini copy of yourself out in front of you, right? And so she's kind of a big copy though. But I don't have a mini doll to show you. But anyway, you imagine nets, like fishing nets, that are made out of gold universal healing energy, and you make a whole bunch of them. Essentially, you make like a big, cube around you, a rectangular cube of these gold nets, and then they're going to collapse in on you and catch everything that's not you. Because the purpose, and then you give that, the nets tangled up with whatever's not you to your angels. And I'll walk you through that. But the point of it is it's an energy clearing. It's mostly to clear negative spirits out of your space, but it can also clean people out of your space, like your neighbor, your roommate, whatever. But I would say many techniques clear neighbors and roommates out of your space that I do. But giant collapsing gold nets is something I'll do maybe for a healing of a lot of people or on myself if I just feel like I got a lot of spirits around that don't belong in my energy field right now. I'll just do a couple sets of, giant collapsing gold nets. And it's nice. And particularly, what I've found and participants in my healings have found, when they use that technique on themselves, is the more you think about letting go as you use the technique, the better it works. Okay, so now I'm going to explain it to you and do it along with me, okay? So you imagine out in front of you a little mini you. Like here you really are, right? You have your physical body, you have your energy field around you, but you want to imagine a little version of that right in front of you. So like how you're seated, your aura, your grounding goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And so you just imagine like these walls that are gold fishing nets, right? And so there's one to one side of you, there's one to the other side of you, there's one in front of you, there's one behind you, there's one way above you, there's one, all the way down at the center of the earth. And I like making a copy and imagining it that way out in front of me. If you really don't like using a copy, you could just imagine it all around you. I think that's all right. But I have a preference for the copy out in front of you. I think it's a little more precise. So if it doesn't blow your mind, go ahead and do the copy. Okay. So little mini you, right? And your aura and your grounding. It's a mini copy of your grounding. So it goes all the way down to the center of the earth. Like this is the center of the earth, right? And so you want these walls, these gold fishing nets, right? And they're giant gold collapse. This technique is called giant collapsing gold net because it's like 30 feet out. So 30 feet over there, 30 feet over there, 30 feet in front of you, and 30 feet behind you, and 30 feet above you is, the top wall of the fishing net. And then the bottom one goes all the way down to the center of the earth. So that's like miles and miles and miles down, right? So they're really long walls that go down to the center of the earth, and then that final wall at the bottom is at the center of the earth. So it's like, that's why I said it's like a rectangular cube of nets, right? 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet, well, 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet, and then miles and miles down, and then that final one at the center of the earth, right? So then when you're ready, you just imagine the nets. Don't like stress about it. It's just using your imagination and your intention, which is easy on a spirit level. Just, you can make it hard by like freaking out, but don't bother. And just collapse it. So with your intention, it just starts to collapse, and it's just going to collect up anything that's not you, that you're ready to let go of. So just, you know, remind yourself, hey, I can let go. I don't want to be harassed by these negative spirits anymore, distracted. I need my focus. I need my good sleep. I'm just going to let these gold nets catch up anything that's not me. I don't have to worry about what it is. And the collapsing gold nets, they just kind of get tighter and tighter and tighter around whatever's not you. And then you just give that whole mess, that solid mess, to your angels. So you just go, angels, you know, just hold it out in front of you. Angels, can you please take all that and recycle it? Nice. So let's do it one more time together. And you can redo this video as many times as you want, okay? So mini you out in front of you, right? Mini copy of your body, and your spirit's pretty present now because you just did one giant collapsing gold net, right? So your spirit's pretty in your body, and then you have your aura, you have your grounding, right? So it's just this little mini copy. And your collapsing gold net goes high up, really actually even way above your aura, 30 feet above your aura, above the top of your aura, and to either side, 30 feet to either side. So it's a giant, you know, bunch of gold nets, right? And it goes miles down to the center of the earth. And then just imagine that, this big rectangular box of gold nets. And that way, you know, by going out that far, you just catch little spirits that are bugging you, but they're not actually in your energy field. They're just outside of you, like throwing energy at you. So that way, this is 30 feet all the way around, you're going to catch them in the nets. And don't worry, like if your dog is like, my dog is on the couch next to me, so he's technically in the giant collapsing gold nets, but I mean, he's a little doggy. He's not like bugging me. He's not in my space. So the giant collapsing gold nets won't bother him. Because it's gold universal healing energy in the fishing nets. It's nothing bad, you know? Okay, cool. So it's just your intention that, you know, if there is like a negative spirit or something in this space, it's going to get caught up in the net. Okay, so let's go for it. So just collapse in the nets, collapse them in as quick or as slow as amuses you. And just make them tighter and tighter and tighter around all that stuff that's not you. And just remind yourself, hey, I can let go. I don't need to be harassed. And just hand that big mess of whatever to your angels. Angels, can you please recycle this? And just in your mind, just say, angels, can you please recycle all that? And you're giving them that big, you know, chunky mess of whatever, you know, a bunch of spirits, your neighbor's energy, the nets, all together. You don't have to sort through it at all. Your angels can do that very easily. Yay. And you know, you could like wiggle your toes and take a deep breath afterwards, just to, you know, touch your fingers, just to, you know, it's a little centering. So that's all it is. That's again called giant collapsing gold nets. Okay, good job, guys. Woohoo!